so out of control. It's unimaginable. And the fact that corporations are people, that's a good one, if you want to believe that. But I think that this flood of money which is influencing elections is really changing the dynamic of our democracy. And we have an opportunity now in 2012 to really change the composition of the leadership in Congress. What we need are leaders who are going to stand up and promote public financing, changing the campaign finance laws. There has to be restrictions. And I think that working, while it was the Supreme Court decision, there needs to be an effort to see that the Supreme Court reverses their decision on that rule. It really has caused so much damage in our system, and I think it's only going to get worse with these super PACs.
It's clear to me that with the Citizens United decision, that the influence on politics by the super rich, the super PACs, and corporations has completely adulterated democracy in this country. You know, when we talk about where the money is and who's financing which campaign, from the outside looking in, I always thought, where's the money when it comes to legislation? Who is pushing legislation and why are they pushing it? You can look back over the past few years and see legislation that's being pushed and financed by the largest of corporations. And why are they doing that? It's clear to me it has to do with a profit motive. And when it's only done for a profit motive, when you've got the Supreme Court backing up these corporations and determining they are citizens, it takes the vote away from so many people in this country. Those with the money seem to have the most influence on legislation. Those without the money, that don't have either large checkbooks or big PACs behind them, lose their voice. And I think that's what's tragic in this country. It's working families, it's children, and it's senior citizens. Those who are the most vulnerable don't have the voice of the largest of Wall Street firms, the largest of oil companies. Therefore, any legislation coming out of Congress has the potential to continue to hurt them. And that's completely unacceptable.
Well, there's several steps we can take to change this, but it really will have to come from the people. People will have to insist on this. One is Senator Bernie Sanders has an amendment that says corporations are not people and therefore can be regulated by states and the federal government. Period. That's what we need. We need an amendment that says corporations are not people. The second thing is that we can pass legislation such as fair elections now. And the fair elections bill says that what happens for people to run for office is they need to get a certain number of signatures. They have to get a certain number of people donate no more than $100 each. And then when they reach that threshold, then they can get federal financing. They can get support to run. And that would help. And the third thing is we have to pass the Disclose Act. The Disclose Act at least tells us who the Superfund people are. Right now, we don't know. You know, last time I saw all this money thrown against me, and it was like Americans for Puppies and against Carol. You know, who was that? And that was the issue, that we didn't even know who we were fighting and who was attacking us. And so the Disclose Act would help, the Fair Elections Bill would help, and an amendment that says corporations are not people and can be regulated by the state and federal government.